Okay, so if you're on this video, that means you're ready to check your answers for problem set number 1. So let's take a look at what our answers should have been. So for problem set number 1, you should have had x plus 2, x plus 4, x plus 6 equals negative 28. And for problem 2, you should have had x equals 4 times 1/2 x all squared equals x. So I kind of said that forward and backwards, sorry. So if you got those, go ahead and move on to problem set number 2. If you didn't, then stick around. Let's see what we did wrong and how we can get it right in the future. So you'll see this problem is very similar to the last 2 problems that we did in the group work, in the notes. And it's because it's the sum of consecutive numbers. The only difference here is that it's of even integers, not of odd integers like we did in the beginning. But the cool thing is that even integers relate to each other in the same way that odd numbers relate to each other, in that every other number is even, just like every other number is odd. Okay? So that means I know to get from 2 to 4, it's adding 2. But to get from 2 to 6, it's adding 4. And to get from 2 to 8, it's adding 6. So each time I go away, it's 2 further away than it was before. So when I say that x can be the first even integer, then what that lets me say is that if I start with x, then the next number should be 2 more than this number. And the next even number will be 4 more than my original number. And the next even number will be 6 more. So that's what allows me to write this expression. Okay, for the second one, it says a number is 4 times larger than the square of half the number. So first off, I see a number and a number, right? So that's letting me know that we don't know what this number is. So I'm going to say let x be a number multiplied. I'm just going to let x be a number. This is separate. So when I do that, one thing I can do, just like I told you before, is I can go in and I can replace a number with the letter x, and I can read it again. So a number is 4 times larger, so I can say x equals, right? X equals 4 times more than the square of half of x. Okay, so luckily for us, in our examples, we practice how to write half of x. So I have those down for you, x over 2, 0.5x, 1/2 x. And we also practice how to square that. So we should know that the square of half of a number is 1/2 x all squared. Now, if something is 4 times larger, then that means it's being multiplied by 4. So I take that 1/2 x squared, taking this 1/2 x squared, and I'm multiplying it by 4. They tell me that this is what x equals. So when I put it all together, I get my final equation. Go ahead and move on to your next problem set.